You're watching SKST Radio.
Well. Welcome to another episode of SKST Radio, and you tuned in to the Artist Network. And today I have a special guest. He goes by the name of Sycosis. Hey, Sycosis, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's happening, Cammie? How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fabulous, man. Thank you for having me. And
absolutely. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man, I definitely want to bring some good vibes to the show. I've seen some of your other episodes, and I think it's amazing what you're doing with artists and spotlighting the music and talent in the business. So I'm happy to be here.
Well, thank you. I'm happy that I got people like you that can make this show happen. So thank you so very much on both ends. So I want the world to know who you are and what you're about. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay. Where you want me to start? That's a long answer.
So how you got started in the industry? What made you get where you are today?
I started because hip hop was a gateway for me. Hip hop allowed me to literally and figuratively find my voice as a young boy turning into a young man who became a grown man later. I was pretty quiet and shy as a kid, so I think that writing songs and then eventually like learning to freestyle and performing in front of people live, like that just gave me a lot of confidence, when I was really young. So I started at like 12 years old. And then by the time I was in high school, I went to Thornton High School in Harvey, for those of you who know. So I was in high school with a bunch of legendary artists like Lupe Fiasco went to Thornton, Selena Johnson went to Thornton, amongst many, many talented people like Chozen and a lot of dope producers and artists. And I was just surrounded by all of this talent. And I just kept going from there until I eventually, recorded my own albums, made my own music videos, and then eventually landed on something called sync licensing, which allowed me to get songs in television and film.
Okay. You know what? You seem like you have a plethora of knowledge. I mean, you just seem like you're a go-getter to me, that you just see that you want to do something and you don't let anything hold you back from doing it. So what was your main inspiration?
When I started, it was really probably two things. One was figuring out how to get girls, because I noticed they paid attention to the rappers.
Honest?
Just being honest with you. But more than that, it probably was, like I said earlier, finding my voice. I dealt with a lot of trauma as a kid. My dad was in prison, and I didn't have a lot of family or friends around to like talk to. So to me, talking to music was really how it started. And then I knew that I had the ability to get better, because I really, really want to play basketball. I just never became 6'6" like I talked to God about, and I'm still upset with him about it. But I knew that I could control my mind. I couldn't control how my body in that way, but I could control my mind. I could sharpen it. I could practice with it, and it just developed. And now it's really something I use in every aspect of my life, because outside of music, I do all kind of things, from mentoring. I'm also a real estate agent, and now about to be 3 states, Illinois, Indiana, Missouri. I've done a lot of different things that I've been fortunate and blessed to do. And music's just been kind of like the line that's connected all those dots for me.
Wow. Amazing. So now throughout this path of getting your musical career together, where do you think you are from a scale to 1 to 10, 10 being the highest?
I would say that 1, I'm no longer a young artist. I'm almost 40 actually, and I'm gonna make a point to say that, because in hip hop specifically, there's a lot of ageism. There's a lot of artists who feel like if you don't make it, whatever that means to them, by a certain age, by the time they're 25 or by the time they're 30, then they should just give up and quit. or they're done. I'm actually getting more popular as I get older because I get on one side is the music, but on the other side is the, I guess, the education or even stuff like this that people, you know, can talk about. And that me being mature, you know, OG to some of these younger artists actually helps, you know, me because I can communicate, but I can still make music and I can still, you know, I'll do most of them and stay up with the rest of them. So I would say that I'm at an 8, and that mostly has to do with um, where I rank myself, you know, as an artist, you know, lyrically, challenging myself to make new music and do new things. I don't think it's fair to any of us to rate ourselves compared to people in the record industry
No.
because that's only like, you know, less than 5% of people making music in the world end up with a record deal, and most of them end up hating it anyway. So
Right.
I think that that's not the right way to look at it. I think the right way to look at it is, do you have the ability to keep making something new, to keep challenging yourself? Do people still listen to it, like it, follow it? Does it have an impact? And do you get a chance to perform it in front of people? So those are the things that matter to me the most. And as long as I'm able to do those, I'll be happy. You know what I mean? And just try to keep scaling them up. You know, if I could do bigger shows and, you know, make music with bigger artists at some point, that'd be great. But I don't really need to. I'm really feeling good about the progress I've been able to make by myself.
Right, right. You know, that sounded kind of cool. I thought about Prince back in the day when he was making those movies and everything. And the
Yeah.
guy, I can't remember which one it was, but the guy said, I told you your music don't mean nothing to nobody but yourself. And so when you're doing your own music for yourself and it sounds good and it makes you feel good about yourself, that spills over to other people. And
Yeah,
so you
absolutely.
have to love what you're doing. So when you were saying that, that's what I thought. My mind immediately went to that. You know, it makes sense. Why would you not do something that makes you happy and let it spill over to the world and give everybody else joy and the opportunity to enjoy what you put out there? So it's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
love that.
I think most artists we just have miseducation. You know, shout out to Lauren Hill. We just have a miseducation about the difference between artistry and being an artist, a songwriter, composer, producer, performer, versus the music business,
Hmm.
versus marketing that we all absorbing, watching social media, watching, you know, $1 million, $1 billion companies spend all of this money to give us this perception of the artist they're selling to us. And we unfairly compare ourselves to that the same way, you know, teenage girls compare themselves to supermodels, like not realizing that that's not how people really look. And this is not how the
Exactly.
business really works. So I think once you get to a point of understanding, you do have more control over it than you think you do. Um, and once you can figure out some ways to learn things like publishing and copywriting and how you can make money from that, and you're not just counting less than a penny per stream, and you're not just chasing views, follows, and likes, but then you understand like, oh, I can make a decent, you know, income from doing this, and at worst case scenario I'll break even, and then I could just make it for fun or make what I love making. And that takes some of the pressure off of artists once you get to that point of realizing how to make it profitable.
That's wonderful. So let's talk about your music a little bit. So what type of
Sure.
style of music do you think you have?
Oh man. That's hard for me to answer. I think one thing I would say about me is that I feel like my biggest quality as an artist is the diversity in sound that I make.
Hmm.
Um, so one of the songs, you know, that's out now that you guys will play later, is me veering off into some different sounds and genres. So I'm primarily a hip hop artist, but I put all kind of sounds into that. You know, hip hop has, you know, probably 20 different subgenres of music, and I play with all of them. So, you know, whether it's a thought-provoking storytelling song that reminds you of like Nas Rewind, or whether it's a high intense energy, you know, drill song, or fast-paced spin song like Twister, or whether it's a chill party vibe or sing-along R&B vibe. I try to mix all these different sounds because all of them are music that I listen to,
Hmm.
and I try to make music that I would want to listen to if I was somewhere, you know, whether it was in the gym and I want to work out to this, or in a club and I would dance to this, or I just need to put this on and vibe out and drive and not talk to nobody. This is what I would listen to. So I'm always challenging myself to try to do that in different ways.
Wow. Okay, so tell us about the song we're about to hear.
Yeah, man. So the record is called "Pay Me Back." It's a very very different sound for me. Like I was just saying, it really zooms in on with something called Chicago house music. A lot of people not familiar with Chicago house or the house music sound in general. Don't know how much roots it has in Chicago where I'm from. So if you ever come to Chicago, whether it's old school deep house or whether it's ghetto house, it's big roots in the city of Chicago still to this day. And this music is music that you dance to. I wanted to make a record that I could feel confident that if I played it for my grandma, for my daughter, for my auntie, for your auntie, don't matter who I'm playing it for, they're gonna be like, yeah, that's nice, you know. And that's really hard to do when you rap, to be honest with you, because it's just not a lot of times where you can make something that you feel is universal, because people are normally chasing one sound or another. So I was really just trying to make a fun song that I felt was universal, and I'm singing on it a little bit, rapping on it a little bit, but I'm vibing on it a whole lot. And that's that's what you're gonna get when you hear "Pay Me Back."
Okay, so do we have permission to play that right now?
You absolutely have permission to play this as much as you want.
All right, thank you.
Pay me back. Opposites attract, and that's a fact. We ain't gotta talk about this and that. Open up my heart, might get attached. So I'ma do you first, you pay me back. Opposites attract, and that's a fact. So I'ma do you first, you pay me back. You pay me back. You pay me back like that. Open up my heart, might get attached. Hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Work hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Work hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Work hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Like that, like that, like that. Yeah, like that. Pay me back like I did you a favor. Go so deep, I might dig you a crater. On the balcony, I know your neighbor. Screaming Jesus, now I know your savior. She feel me, trying to go extra rounds, so she kill me. Put the work in all night and she bill me. Redder the lace and chase and she thrill me. Ice cold, put it down, pick it up, slow dice roll. How you want it, you can get it at tonight's show. Buy cheap, sell high, and the price ain't low. Opposites attract, and that's a fact. We ain't gotta talk about this and that. Open up my heart, might get attached. So I'ma do you first, you pay me back. Opposites attract, and that's a fact. So I'ma do you first, you pay me back. You pay me back. You pay me back like that. Open up my heart, might get attached. Work hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Work your hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Work your hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Work your hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Look, I'm hypnotized from the hips and thighs. She sent dirty texts and I can visualize. She need an alpha male, not the beta type. She got an instant scratch and I can lay the pipe. Look, it's overdue, I need you open too. We need an hour plus, I'm talking over two. Got a lot to show, I got a lot to prove. You got some ass to shake, got some hips to move. I'ma take it, birthday suit, a bucket naked. Break it, text me back, I'm in your favorites. Hate it, how you run, but I'ma chase it. Taste it, when it's your turn, you better face me back. Opposites attract, and that's a fact. We ain't gotta talk about this and that. Open up my heart, might get attached. So I'ma do you first, you pay me back. Opposites attract, and that's a fact. So I'ma do you first, you pay me back. You pay me back. You pay me back like that. Open up my heart, might get attached. Work your hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Work your hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Work your hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Work your hard, I ain't giving no slur. Watch your back, cause you like it like that. Like that, like that, like that.
See ya. I love it. So
Yeah.
okay, at first when I heard the song the very first time, right?
Uh-huh.
Y'all mentioned rap, and I kept thinking all through the song, it really doesn't sound like rap to me. But then at the end, then I hear the rap part, right? I mean, it's kind of like rap doing the song, but like you said, it's so versatile that it could be an R&B type, hip hop song or however you want to say it. And it's so cool. I like it. It's fun. It's entertaining, and that apartment was adorable.
Thank you. Yeah, man. It's so for anybody who hasn't heard any of my music before, like I rap for real. like I grew up battle rapping. So this song, going back to what I said earlier, is a song that I can do now that I'm comfortable in my skin. Because if you listen to this album, which is called Pre-Approved, there's a lot of songs that do sound like, traditional rap music. But the younger me would have been scared to make a record like this, even though I would have been in a club dancing to a record like this.
Right.
The more mature me is like, no, we ain't got nothing to be afraid of. Like, let's go ahead and embrace this. Let's get the fedora. Let's go all the way out. And so it's definitely something, like I said, that I felt like it's fun, and hopefully anybody can listen to it. Shout out to YB the Prophet and Primo who helped produce that record out of LA. And we just been having fun with it, man. So hopefully y'all can too.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. So most definitely, I want to, keep it going, keep this video going, and plus, this will be on radio too. So, you'll be, it'll be out there. You'll be on our different networks and channels. So this is so cool. Now
Thank you so
it's time
much.
for words of wisdom.
Sure.
Okay, so what type of advice can you give to someone who's trying to be where you are right today?
Um, I would say that number one, nobody's where they want to be. So as I've been saying this whole interview, try not to compare yourself to anyone else, but mostly think about how you can set realistic goals for yourself that you can achieve, and then be accountable to yourself. And if you're accountable to yourself, you'll be where you want to be, um, and not necessarily comparing yourself to someone else. But to specifically do some of the things I've done, mostly it was about being relentless, and knowing that one, I could get better, and two, I'll find a way. Um, since I've been doing this, music has changed a lot, and the way we consume music changed a lot. Like there was a point, you guys just played a video through YouTube. There was a point when nobody used YouTube, and then one day, if you didn't have videos on YouTube, you didn't exist. And technology continues to change and continue to go. So I would say one or two, embrace technology. Think of all the ways it can potentially help you solve problems, raise money, cut costs. Like really, really go strong into different types of technology. Right now, we got AI that people are using in different ways. Go into technology because it's going to help you do things that weren't possible a few years before that. And then the last thing I would say is don't get comfortable. You might make a song that everybody likes, or you might make a song that nobody likes. Either way, the next song you make, you got to start like it's your first one.
Yeah.
Like don't chase whatever you think success is. Like I've had songs do really, really well, and the natural instinct is like, all right, I should just make 5 more of those, and everybody's gonna love it. But instead, that would kind of defeat the purpose of why I make music to begin with.
Right.
Like I don't make it to try to, chase this trend or whatever it is. I make it to try to challenge myself and to try to keep providing something new and different, which is giving me this longevity. Because if you chase a trend, it may work, but it's only gonna work for a short time. If you listen to my music, you'll notice on every single album, which I try to release one every year, you're gonna get completely different versions of me on every album. So keep, be relentless, believe in yourself, set realistic goals, and embrace technology. Those would be my words of wisdom.
I love it. So how would people get in contact with you or figure out how to buy your music?
Yeah. So again, the name is Sycosis. That's SYCOSIS. You can follow me on all social media platforms as Sycosis. You can also reach me on my website, psychosismusic.com. If you happen to be in the Chicagoland area coming up, I have a show on October 5th at the Wow here. We're going to do a hip hop and R&B fall fest and have different kinds of music, kind of trying to practice what I'm preaching right now, having different kinds of artists be together and perform together, because you don't normally see that, at one show. And that's going to be really dope. But outside of that, you can always, like I said, hit me up on social media. Anybody looking to collab or just looking to talk and chop it up, I'm open for that.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I
Thank
hope
you.
this was worth the Taekwondo class.
Yeah. Shout out to my son Avery. So y'all might have missed that. My son is at karate practice right now. He's gonna be my bodyguard, man. So
I know, right?
I'm happy about that, man. But yeah,
Well,
thank you guys.
you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
Oh yeah, and this is not the last time. So yeah,
No.
Look us up, stay friends. I know we friends on social media right now. So let's just keep it up and let's keep each one of us enlightened on what's going on in the other's world, so that way we can help one another.
Absolutely. And hopefully I can make it out to the Fleet DJ Fest in
Yeah,
VW.
that would be good, because we're SKST Radio be there. We're one of the main sponsors this year, so we're real proud to be able to sponsor one of the conferences that they have every year.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Well, thank you guys again for having me. I look forward to chopping up with you again in the future.
Sounds good. Thank you. Good luck with your music.
Thank you.